I'll be honest, I did not want to have to make this video, but I feel like with the state the world is in right now, I feel like I have to say something. So, here I am. First and foremost, I'm not a very political person, but and I choose not to get involved with political stuff. So, if you live under a rock and you haven't heard, Charlie Kirk has been assassinated. If you don't know who Charlie Kirk is, he is a political activist. Um, and look, I gotta say, first and foremost, I never really watched any of what he would do, but I do know of him and I know what he was doing. And I gotta say, it really, really is a shame. It's a shame because I don't even know where to begin. First and foremost, I went on Twitter last night just to check my sports updates, see what was going on in the sports world. And the first thing that I see when I open up Twitter, I'm never calling it X. It's not X. It's not X. First thing I see is the video front and center of him getting shot. Not blurred out or anything. It's him being shot. And right underneath that video are comments. Not very nice comments. Basically celebrating this man's death. And that's where I draw the line. This is exactly why I stay out of political topics. Because, unfortunately, it can lead to this. Now, Charlie Kirk is not the first, and I'm certain that he, unfortunately, will not be the last political figure to ever be assassinated. So, it's a shame that something like this can bring people so far apart. It's shameful, it really is. But here we are. And on top of that, it's shameful that people are even celebrating this kind of thing because look at it from a human perspective. You know, I mean, this guy, he's a father, a husband, a son, grandson, a friend. I guess he was. And it's a shame that people can't look at the human aspect of that. They just see this guy who had a different opinion. That's why he was killed, because he had a different opinion. And it's a shame. And so seeing that really made me concerned for the state of this country. It really did. It made me concerned. And it made me concerned in more than one regard. Because on the same day, there was a school shooting, I think in Colorado, where I think 3 kids were shot. Yet that wasn't the focus of the media attention. 3 children. And I'm not saying, him getting shot isn't, important or anything, because, and I understand the media is going to do whatever they can to get clicks, but it's a shame. It really is. And look, whether you love him or you hate him, you gotta respect him. You gotta at least respect him for, you know, sharing his opinion on a topic that's this sensitive to a lot of people. I couldn't do it. Even when I'm making this video, I'm not, gonna share one way or another whether I agreed with him, disagreed. My ideal vision. Look, I absolutely love when people have a different opinion than me. I love that because that sparks a debate. And sure, sometimes, you know, debates can get heated. It sparks conversations. Those conversations can get heated if you're not seeing eye to eye. However, I think arguments are healthy. They can be healthy, I should say. And those healthy arguments, that's the key word, healthy. And those healthy arguments can help, enlighten people, enlighten me. I'm one of those people that, I'm always looking to be enlightened, learn about new cultures, religions, things like that. So he was a guy that would try and spark those conversations. And I think that's one, bold. I think it's very bold. I mean, obviously, what happened as a result, but I think I think it can be good. But unfortunately, I don't think most people see it that way. I don't think most people see it the same way I do. And it's a shame. It really, really is a shame. I I think, as I said, I think those conversations and not agreeing is healthy. I also think that the stark contrast between people's opinions, I think that's great. Because how boring would it be if everyone just agreed on the same thing? Like, I think everyone agrees that murder is bad. At least that's what I thought. Till I saw those comments last night. And I realized, wow, guess everyone can't agree on everything. And that's okay. And that's okay, as I said. Those differences spark conversations, which can lead to eye opening. But there's a point where it crosses the line. And look, I'm just an idiot who talks to himself, usually about how terrible his sports teams are. So, I no, I don't have a ton of say in this at all. But it's a shame. It really, really is. I don't know. Have I don't know what else to say. So I guess I'll end it here. But I guess I'll leave it at this. love your family because you never know what could happen to anyone you know or even yourself. Because how much would you be willing to bet that Charlie Kirk woke up that morning and thought it'd be his last day on Earth? How much do you think that his wife or his two kids thought that it'd be his last day? His family. And that's my point. Just love your family. And even if you don't see eye to eye on everything, at least, take a step back, understand where people are coming from with their different opinions. You know, agree to disagree. It's a shame. Anyways, I guess that's it. Love your family. Tell them you love them.